Good afternoon, friends, followers, and channel members. Welcome to another flight in, where are we off to? We're off to Geneva, a nice approach over the Alps today from Pristina. Is it Pristina? Do you know, I'm getting confused. I was looking at some charts a little bit earlier on for Brindisi, and I keep getting confused between Brindisi and Pristina. Two completely different countries. Not quite sure why I keep interchanging those in my mind, but never mind. We are indeed at Pristina, headed to Geneva. Real world flight, and I think this actually departed this morning, so we're obviously a few hours behind. But we're on real time. We're on real weather. We are on VATSIM. Not that there's any ATC at the moment, but never mind. So good afternoon to everyone. What a great way to end a, well, I say end if you're here in the UK, end the working day with a flight. Obviously, if you're not in the UK, good morning to those of you in the USA, and if you're in Australia, then you should probably be asleep. So good afternoon, Calais, Interactive Studio, Jonathan Wagner, Bruno, Razzler Music, hello mate, I hope you're well. John, Mark, Mustafa, Stephen Humphries, hello to you, thanks for coming along. And Christian is also on board. Dave Young, Jens Waldrum, hello. Niels Eriksson Nielsen as well, thanks for stopping on by. So, time-wise, I am a little bit constrained this afternoon. And it's quite a lengthy flight, about 1 hour 45 minutes in total. J-Hog, hello. So, we're going to crack on ASAP. The operational flight plan is in the chat. For those of you watching on YouTube, we are of course on Twitch and Facebook as per usual. Willie, hello mate, thanks for stopping by. How's your working day going, Willie? Hopefully not working too hard. Dark Fury, hello. Butter 001 from Germany, hello mate, thanks for coming on board. Richard Adams, good to see you. And Mike's here as well. Great to hear all of you guys. So it's not a handcrafted airport this for departure, never mind, but we do have of course handcrafted scenery coming into Geneva. I think runway 4 is currently in use in Geneva as well, so that's going to be a little bit different for us. Let's go ahead, get the latest weather here. So 1034 is the QNH, winds 350 at 7, and I'm going to load fuel. We're going to take 6.5 tons of fuel today, so I've already been looking through the operational flight plan to show you guys who have had that in the chat will also be looking through that, so we're going to go ahead, get that loaded. Take about 4 minutes to look at that. So let's just go and check that the overhead is all set up. Let's get the APU master on. 1, 2, 3, start. Get that going. Fuel loading is currently underway, so the overhead is fine. We've got 1034 set on the QNH standby. Pedestal all looks good. No, it doesn't. Why is that not on standby? There we go. That's all fine. Looking through that. Over to the glare shield. Turn that up a bit. It's going to get dark, isn't it, tonight? So just turn those up and get the flight directors on. Now, no initial climb out on the charts from what I saw just looking earlier. I like to get that set if I can. Here's our departure chart up to Dolev. They're just climb gradients and routing, so that would normally be given by ATC. So transition altitude is 13,000. We'll set our initial climb up to 13,000 as well. So let's go ahead and pop that in. There we go. Pop the constraints on there. Right. So there. That's all set up. Obviously the flight panels are all done. Is that APU up and running? It is indeed, so let's just have that running for a minute or so. Right, the box, we need to go ahead and set that up. So before we do that, let's just check what we've got. We've got the IRS 3 nav green, they're all fine. Aircraft status, LEAP engines, of course, valid air idles. So let's pull our init request in today. Let's have a look at the operational flight plan. So, for those of you that have downloaded it, want to work alongside me, our alternate Lima Fox Lima Lima, which is Leon. Call sign today, a little bit of a mouthful actually. So this is a Top Swiss flight. So it is Top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo. Our call sign. 87 Charlie Bravo. Doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Flight level 340, minus 56. And the tropo is 37503. There we go. The flight plan, we're looking to depart on runway 35 on the $1 Echo. Let's pop that one in. And insert. And we'll check what this looks like in a moment, just clearing that discontinuity. And then the arrival into Geneva is runway ILS 04 on the Banco 3 November. That would be via, let's have a quick look, Indies, that is correct. So let's pop that one in. That gives us 734, flight plan 742, so they're not a million miles away, that's okay. Now let's have a look just how that initial climb out looks, because just compare that with the chart for our departure. So Pristina departure there to Dolev. So we're on the Dolev 1 Echo. Let's have a quick read. Dolev 1 Echo on runway heading 4.4 miles. Turn left 263 track, maximum 250 knots, and intercept the Pristina 293 radio to Dolev. So we're going to do a little bit of hand flying just there. So let's continue setting up that box and put in some fixes to help us out. So what we're going to do is on the fix info page, let's just check what that was again. So it is. We're going to intercept the Papa Romeo Tango, so I'm going to pop in Papa Romeo Tango. Hang on, let me just move the box over so you can see as I'm doing this. So, Papa Romeo Tango, we'll insert that, just 2 miles away, and we're intercepting the 248 radial, so let's pop that in. Now that should be showing on the, yeah, there we go. So after departure we'll intercept this radial to track towards the Dolev waypoint. I'm also going to pop that then into the RadNav page as well, Papa Romeo Tango. There it is. So we've got information on that. Okay, onto the Init B page. So, zero fuel weight, let's just check against the operational flight plan, should be 59.2, and that's what we've got loaded in there as well. Right, the APU's been running for long enough, and the APU bleed. Let's get the packs on and start telling the passengers that they're allowed to board, shall we? So you guys can come on board with us. Get that self-loading cargo going.
Cabin crew, refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Right, so we're just checking the takeoff weights there, and we'll pop in the block fuel. The fuel for the alternate would be 1.1 tons of fuel. That gives us an extra 17 minutes of flight time. Okay, all that looks well. Let's move on to the performance page. So transition altitude 13,000, Thrust direction acceleration is 2786. That looks good there. Engine out acceleration, however, 2786. Let's make sure that matches up. Flaps 1 for departure. It's going to be a toga takeoff today. V speeds V1 132, VR 133, and V2 137. Also have a quick check on the departure to see if we need to pre-select any speeds. So maximum 250 knots in the turn. That's fine. We're not going to be above 10,000 feet by the time we make that turn there. So that's of no issue to us. Okay, so I think we're all set up and good to go. We're now just waiting for the passengers to board, and they're coming on. So guys, my apologies if I'm missing any questions in the chat. We'll have plenty of time to go through things as it's a decent length flight today, so if you just save your questions till we're there, then that would be fantastic. Just checking as well, we're still no air traffic control. Alright then, let's go through our brief, shall we? Now, something doesn't look quite right just there. Let me just check that flight plan. So that should be intercepting bearing 205,268. Okay, tell you what we will do. We'll go to the RADNAV page, and what was that course we needed to intercept out of Pristina? It was the 293 radial. Have I put that in right? 293. And I'll just check the fixes page as well. Oh, no wonder it didn't look right. Popped the wrong radial in. That's better. Much better. Oh, right, now we're ready to go through and check everything. That's why you have the FO check the box usually, so any daft mistakes like that will be picked up. Right, we are currently sat then, where are we? We're at the apron D, stand number 3. Weather here is rather beautiful, so if we have any problems on departure, we've no issues getting back in. We're also below the maximum takeoff weight, so again that's fine. Aircraft is the experimental version of the A320. No times to be aware of just here. Threats to be aware of, yeah, terrain. So there's quite a lot of terrain around this particular airport, as you can see, both to the north, the south, and indeed where we're headed over to our first waypoint of Dolev. Minimum safe altitude is close into the airport, is obviously 7,300 feet, 10 miles DME from Pristina. Outside of that, then, the way we're heading, 7,700 feet. So lots of terrain that we need to be aware of. Thankfully, the weather is beautiful and we'll be able to see what we're about to fly into. So hopefully we shouldn't have any problems with regards to that. On the taxi then, we'll obviously push back facing south. I don't know if this is actually meant to be, are these self-manoeuvring stands? Let's just see if it says with regards to that. Standard arrivals, taxi procedures, just have a look, see if it's saying anything regarding pushback, parking information. No, I don't think so. So pushback should be start of a pushback. Parts reminder, the control of aircraft going to start a pushback. There's the apron's responsibility of ATC. Depending on runway and use, ATC will offer instructions for aircraft to be pushed back facing south or north only. Yes, so we are going to get pushback. That's okay, it's not self-manoeuvring. So we are going to push back then facing south, where they're going to taxi down via Alpha to holding point Golf for departure runway 35. Okay. So all that looks good. Then the way we're going to fly the departure, as the chart shows. So departure, and then when we are at, what was it, 4.4 miles from Papa Romeo Tango, which you can see at the bottom of the navigation display, we're going to make that left hand turn to heading 263 and then we're going to intercept the 293 radial up to Dolive. So just making a quick note of that so we know what we're doing. So a little bit of hand flying as well on this departure, which is always always nice. We can then do that in heading mode, and then once we start to intercept that radial, we can pop it into nav mode and track towards Dolive. Engine out procedure we'll talk about as well. So standard emergency brief for Airbus, but engine out procedure non-standard. We will continue to fly straight, and then at 14 miles from Papa Romeo Tango we'd make a right turn, which would then come back and intercept the Papa Romeo Sierra localizer. I need to get that frequency in the RadNav page as well, actually, and then we can just safely enter the hold above the airport at Pristina until we're happy with what we want to do, whether we're going to continue return or divert, depending on what the failure was. So let me just get that arrival information in, which is 110.1. Pop that in there. So we shouldn't need this, but it's there in the event of an emergency. Love how fly-by-wire I've got that all programming, so it sorts it out itself, popping the course in there as you saw. Okay, so passengers are still loading. I think we're almost ready to do the before start checks. Refueling is complete. Get the refueling pumps, fuel pumps turned back on. Seatbelt signs can go on as well. Let's do our before start check. So our fuel, just check that is fully loaded. Yep, and check it's balanced. Wonderful. So before start checklist to the line. Cockpit preparation is completed. Signs are indeed on and auto. ADIAS 3.5 green, fuel quantity is 6480 kilograms and balanced. The FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1034. So I think we're almost fully boarded as well. There we are. I think the luggage is finished. I'm just watching down here on the lower E cam to see if those guys are finished as well. That cargo door doesn't appear to be closing. Oh, there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket.
The cabin crew are getting quite ahead of the game, doing the safety briefing. We've not even started engines or anything just yet, but there we go. Have we got a pushback tug today? I'm not sure we have, so we're going to have to just do that ourselves, sadly. So if I call the pushback tug,
guide you to an exit.
Which is
Please be aware that your nearest exit
virtual
may be
one
behind you.
this afternoon.
In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs
Visible
are
steering
on,
is
and we
disconnected.
recommend that you keep it fastened
Start the
at all
timer.
times.
Pop that
If
to
the air supply
auto.
fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask
And we'll
towards
just have
you
a quick
to
look
start the
outside to
oxygen.
see who's around.
Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust.
Why are our engines running?
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click
That's
together.
interesting.
And pull the strap to adjust.
Very
Do not
interesting.
inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
Well, we'll get those
blow
started
into
properly
the
now,
tube.
shall we?
There is a light
Slight
and whistle for
synthesis, I
attracting
think,
attention.
gone on just there.
We also carry flotation aids for children.
Strange.
Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest
Anyway,
down,
we've actually now got the
window
beacon
blinds
lights on,
open,
so
and seat belts
we can
fastened.
go through all of that
We wish
procedure.
you a
Let's
pleasant
just
flight
announce on
with
Unicom what
EasyJet.
we're going to be doing. So, Pristina traffic, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, stand 3, pushing back, facing south. So, release the parking brake, and we want quite an early turn on this. So now we're going to start our engines, engine mode selected to start, and starting engine 1. Let's just check outside how that's going. That must have been why the self-loading cargo crew were giving us the safety briefing, which was very strange. So all the safety and passenger announcements, things like that, they're coming from self-loading cargo today. Do love that reflection of the glare shield and the glare of the beacon lights as well. That's rather bright and neat. So that before start checklist below the line got missed totally there with my confusion over the engines randomly running. But yeah, the windows and doors are indeed closed and armed, and the beacon light is on. Phone is not on silent. Parking brake is now released as we are mid pushback. Engine number 1's available. Let's start engine 2. There's the PTU kicking in. Matt Warren asks if there's a way to stop getting duplicate waypoints. Not if you're in the experimental version, no. You just need to be vigilant with those. Okay, stop our pushback just there. And because we don't actually have a proper pushback tug, there aren't any announcements, which kind of spoils the realism somewhat, but never mind.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seats for takeoff, please.
So I'm just waiting for engine number 2 to spool up.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
And there we go, engine number 2 is up and running. So, after starts, flows, engine mode selected to normal. APU bleed off, APU master off, anti-ice is not required. Spoilers, rudder, flaps, and we'll set the trim today, which is 25.2. Oh, I've lost my mouse cursor. There it is. There we go. We'll do control checks while we're here. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. So the invisible pushback tug is of course clear. We'll announce our taxi clearance now. And in Pristina traffic, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, taxi now to holding point Golf for runway 35 via Alpha. Release that parking brake. So we're going to be chasing the sun all the way as we fly westbound. There is other VATSIM traffic here that I can see. I've not heard any calls on Unicom. Let me just check we're actually connected and up and running. Yeah, seems like it. So let's just get onto this nice straight, and then we'll do some checks. Heads checks, straightforward enough. The performance hasn't changed. QNH still 1034. It's going to be a toga takeoff anyway. Engine out procedure is non-standard, and it is a right-hand turn onto the localizer, and that's at 40 miles from Papa Romeo Tango VOR. Struggling with the controls today. Interesting taxi manoeuvre, that, wasn't it? Departure is the... Oh, I lost my chart. Come back. Yeah, so the departure today is the Dolev 1 Echo, and stop altitude is 13,000 feet. Christian says dimming the standby should be start of the checklist. You're turning into HD, Christian. Do you know that? He doesn't like bright lights either. So we'll also put on the wind shear and weather. Sadly they don't work, of course. Said, it sounds like, so he asks why when I get takeoff clearance the throttle starts to increase and you don't have control of the aircraft. Sounds like you have some AI assistance options checked. Not sure which frequency this guy's on, but this is easy 9807 taxiing to the holding point for runway 35. I do miss the chat window coming up. Need to get that enabled. It was enabled, but following one of the updates, it then meant that you had to go through and click to clear the messages. Plus, they were a little bit annoying when you were on final and someone sent a text message. Before takeoff checklist, flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 1 and set. FMA takeoff data 132 blue, 137 magenta, climb nav blue, 152, 13,000 blue, and toga transponder is set. ECA memo takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed. Coming into Geneva at night as well. Looking forward to that. So a nice taxi there, 24 knots, perfectly acceptable. The Earth's shadow also starting to appear as well. You can just see where the winglet is. Mistino 2000, hello. So let's get in the air and then ask me any questions like that again, and we'll go through it in a little bit more detail, just as we're coming up to obviously the departure in a moment. Interesting that that aircraft there doesn't appear to be showing in a nice EasyJet livery, which is strange. Oh, I know why. I've said it's an EasyJet. It might not be. Its call sign number is Echo Zulu Zulu, so that's obviously not an EasyJet code. My model matching will not find that in such cases. So we'll just hold there at the stop line. Off he goes. Bridges traffic, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, lining up runway 35 behind the departing aircraft, lining up and waiting behind. Okay, get the packs off as well, and TCAS to TARA. A little bit of thrust to move further forward. Christian, Echo Zulu Zulu is Enterprise. That is an airline I have never heard of. So it's most certainly not in my VATSIM model matching. Where's he going, just out of interest, Christian? Is he also off to Geneva or somewhere else? Just for my separation. For anyone that may be watching on VATSpy. Okay, let's hold our position there. Just set those parking brakes. So, before takeoff checklist below the line, cabin is secured, engine mode selected to normal, and TCAS is TARA, packs are off, anti-ice, sorry, packs are off, anti-ice is also off. So 4.4 miles, we're going to make a left turn heading 263, and then we're going to intercept this radial. Oh, Christian's going to Bratislava. That's fine. He's no concern of ours then. So he's well above 5 miles separation. We'll just give him another 30 seconds, and then we'll go. It looks like he's flying a very similar departure to us anyway. Okay, so then let's get ready to go. I'll reset the chrono, and let's announce then. Remove the parking brake and take off. Start the chrono. 50% in 1. Engine stable. Set takeoff thrust. Mantoga. SRS. No runway today, as there's no ILS for this runway. Not in this direction, anyway. 100 knots is checked. V1, rotate. Nav.
Positive right, clear up.
So we're just flying out on runway heading now. There's lever climb. Lower the nose. Set takeoff thrust. Man thrust. Open climb. Autopilot 1 engage. Let's get the packs on. And pack 2. Then at 4.4 miles we're going to turn to a heading of 263. And S speed, so flap 0, disarm the spoilers. So I'll now make that left hand turn to heading of 263. A little bit too far, there we go. Gorgeous view out of the left-hand window. Let's have a quick look. Oh, lovely. And then, as we start to intersect that radial, I'm just going to pop that then into nav mode. Although once again, it's not telling us the direct where we're going to. So we may just need to tease that into heading mode as well. But we'll see how it plays. No faster than 250 knots on this track. So I'm just watching as our altitude increases. We may need to pull the speed just to hold 250 knots. And we can do that just to make sure. There we are. Nick Burrows, hello mate, hope you're well. Now, if we pop it into nav mode, it's going to do one of two things. It's going to take us to the waypoint we want, which is Dolev, which I believe is where it's targeting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend.
Oh, it's going to head back to the airfield, and I don't want to do that.
You are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
So let's see what happens then. Let's go to nav. Oh, it seems to be going the right way. Holding the aircraft at 250 knots as well means that we're climbing nicely above the minimum safe altitudes. Okay, so let's clear ourselves up to flight level 200 as well. Thrust climb, open climb, flight level 200. Release the cabin crew. Get those lights off as well, of course, as we're well above 10,000 feet now. Wait to see if it just becomes a little bit bumpy as we approach the mountainous terrain beneath us before I release the passenger signs. Fantastic scenery indeed. So yeah, it is targeting Dolev, so that's good. That's what we wanted it to do. It's just not showing it at the top right of the navigation display for some reason. Never mind. Whilst we're now in the climb out, I'm going to clear the RadNav page. Not going to need that. We'll check the progress page. Our cruise level today is flight level 340, and happy to reach that. 39 is the optimum and maximum, so let's go ahead now and set flight level 340 blue. And Niels Erik Nielsen, thank you so much, sir. Welcome to the First Officers Club. Free drinks for you on all our future flights, and of course, if you are on our Discord server, please do let me know, and we'll get you into the the crew room for our channel members. Thank you very much for your support, Niels. Hope you're having a good Thursday. It is Thursday today, isn't it? All the days seem to roll into one. Okay, I'm happy now to release the seatbelt signs. Pop that back into managed speed as well, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Now, just release the cabin. You can just start to see waving around a little bit. So I'm now going to start to come back and check the messages in the chat. So I apologise if you have been asking questions. Please do ask them again if I have missed those. Yeah, a little bit of turbulence just coming through there. We can just see. It's quite nice actually. Nothing too severe. So Glyn Jones on Facebook. The engine out information can be obtained on our Discord server. If you want to get more information on those. Ryanair Butter 737. What a great username, even though it's a bit of an oxymoron. You're a new subscriber. Thank you very much. Neil's Eric, excellent. If you're already on the Discord, then if you just link your Discord account to your YouTube account, then you'll automatically be the members' rooms will automatically open up to you. So thank you very much again, Nielsen, for your support. Brandon Roberts also, thank you very much for subscribing on YouTube, and Irish Skies on Twitch. Hello. Your AVG, how do I have the announcements configured? So it's just all done by self-loading cargo, which is a great little program, really adds to the immersion. Christian, is that message for me? Thanks, Nick, for calling up the Discord. Trini, good evening, sir. Hope you've had a good day. Oh, it's much darker at that side of the aircraft, isn't it? I can clear the fixes page out as well, otherwise I'm going to have an infinite radial line. I don't want that. Get rid of that blue streak on the navigation display. Thick moisty, 3 AM. You're a proper night owl down in Australia, aren't you? Oh, sorry, Christian, I'm already taken, mate. Looks like we're alone in the skies. Nothing on VATSIM for 40 miles or so. Looking forward to our arrival into Geneva tonight. Lewis, yeah, was a little bit bumpy, and as Christian says, classic Microsoft Flight Sim bumpy Alps ride. We're not in the light, we're not over the Alps yet. We will be, of course, later on, coming into Geneva. I'm loving the wind, though. That wind's really nice. Ooh, have we got some ATC? Indeed we do. Oh, Eurozone East is online. Let's give them a call. Eurocontrol East 1353. That'll add to the immersion.
Eurocontrol East, hello, squawk 0212.
0212, AGN uniform.
And Eurocontrol East, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, passing flight level 260, crest flight level 340.
EJ 87 Charlie Bravo, Eurocontrol East, hello, squawk 0213, climb flight level 340.
0213 and cleared climb flight level 340. Top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo.
Be advised, you're connected as Echo Juliet Sierra. I think if you're trying to fly as Alpine, it's Echo Juliet uniform.
Eurocontrol East, FedEx 5978. Did you have a code for me, or do you want me to stay on that same code, 1536?
1524, okay, thanks.
1524, FedEx 5978.
And top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo. So just repeat the squawk code for us, please.
It's 0213, 0213, and be advised the code for top Swiss, the ICAO code, is Echo Zulu Sierra.
Roger, thanks very much, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo.
Kilo Control East, good evening, Ryanair 5.
I must have put the wrong code in, that's annoying.
330.
Ryanair 5, Victor Foxtrot, Air Control East, hello, score 0214, report your final requested level.
Squawk
I wonder if we
0214
can
and final
quickly
requested
change
level,
that.
level 370, Ryanair 5, Victor Foxtrot.
Ryanair 5, Victor Foxtrot, Roger, climb, flight level 370.
Time letter 370, Ryanair 5, Victor Foxtrot.
Zero Control East, Oscar Lima November Bravo, flight level 390.
Oscar Lima November Bravo, Air Control East, hello, score 0215.
0215.
AG 94908 identified, break, Ryanair 5, Victor Foxtrot identified.
Your control Scandinavian 2657, do you want us to switch to Bremen?
At 26578, Bremen just came online, you can contact Bremen 123.225, talk to you in a bit.
123225, Scandinavian 2657, good day.
Your
control, good evening, July 195,
flight level 360.
He's going to be controlling a lot of traffic at the moment.
It's going to be two stations at one France 655, Air Control East.
Yeah, Nick, we'd lose the flight plan if we did that, which would be a pain.
360.
July 11 is Alpha, climb 390, direct Simba, passing to 230.
Means that everybody who's using model matching will have no idea who I am. I'm in stealth mode.
0216, climb 390, today 1 is Alpha.
Serbia 48 Juliet, proceed direct, Delta Bravo 462.
Mark Delta Bravo 462, service for action.
Lufthansa 09 X-ray, contact Bremen 123.225, goodbye.
Is indeed very bumpy at the minute.
Lufthansa 09 X-ray, correction, sorry, contact, contact Bremen 123.225, 123.225.
123.225 for Lufthansa 09 X-ray, bye-bye.
Euro East, good evening, Emirates Kilo Charlie Super, flight level 380.
Ooh, that's an A380. Christian, if I change it in VPI,
Good evening, Easy 31 Echo Romeo 390 to Muppet.
I think the VATSIM controls would lose the flight plan.
Emirates 99005, report your MAC number.
Emirates 99005, Mach 83.
Emirates 99005, roger, maintain Mark decimal 83 or greater.
83 or greater, Emirates 990.
Hotel Bravo, Juliet, Tango Zulu, leaving my airspace. No further.
And I think if he changed it, Nick,
enjoy flight, bye-bye.
then he wouldn't lose, he'd lose me off his scopes. Because I'm connected with the wrong call sign.
Bravo. Currently flight level 360 and descending flight level 2.
Chelsea, I'd definitely recommend AIG for the
East, hello, identified.
for the model matching.
250.
Descend flight level 250 with the 103, 106 Bravo.
What I might do, I might just send a PM to your control.
I take Kilo Charlie, roger, maintain Mark decimal 84.
See if you can change it at his side.
84 left now, I'm going to take Kilo Charlie. Now I take Kilo Charlie, can we climb flight level 400?
Risky Kilo Charlie, yeah, A-firm, climb flight level 400 and no ATC speed restrictions.
Thank you, climb, maintain flight level 400, free speed, now I take Kilo Charlie.
So I've just sent the guy a message to see if that's possible. If it says no, then it's no.
Roger, welcome back.
Nick says maybe the A380 fly-by-wire team are doing some tests. Maybe, you never know. So apparently we can just file the new flight plan under the new call sign. Let's have a quick look, see if we can do this. Oh, that's not good. I've just tried to click a link that he sent me and it says I've got a Microsoft Net Framework error. That's not good, is it? Not good indeed. Alright, let's try and do this the long way around.
AG9498 approved, report back.
So, just chat amongst yourselves, guys, while I try and sort out this this issue. And I shall be back in a moment. In fact, let me just check how we're doing top of climb wise, because we've got to be nearly there. Yeah, alt star, alt cruise, pop that to below. I'll just keep an eye on this. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can sort this out. So just bear with me, guys. I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes.
With the 106 Bravo leaving my space, monitor Unicom 122.8. Enjoy your landing. Bye bye.
Unicom 122.8 to West 106 Bravo. Bye bye.
Emirates 90905, no ATC speed restrictions.
No speed restriction with 905.
Oscar Lima November Bravo, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8, Oscar Lima November Bravo, bye bye.
Aero Control, good evening, lot 5 Lima Whiskey passing 200 inbound Avina.
Lot 5 Lima Whiskey, Aero Control East, hello, set squawk 0217, climb flight level 340.
Squawk 0217, climbing 340, lot 5 Lima Whiskey.
Back. Yeah, top to 87 Charlie Bravo 8, thanks a lot. You can proceed direct Rota, Romeo Oscar Tango Alpha Romeo.
Okay, right guys, looks like that's all sorted. Let's do that direct that he's just given us. There we are. Let's save a little bit of time as well. Oh!
Lot 5, Lima Whiskey identified.
Frustrating, but it has of course shown that we can get around some issues like that. We have to remember, one, not to make the mistake in the first place, but two, if it is, how we can sort that. Right, now we're at the top of the climb and we've sorted that out. We need to go through some top of climb checks. So let's start going through those together, shall we? And then we can sit back and chill for a little bit before I have to start working out what on earth we're going to do to get into Geneva.
Yes,
nice and safely. Radar
123.225. Goodbye.
123.225. Shuttle for the thanks, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the eyes are kept clear so the cabin crew
France 553, request please for the code number.
shortly. A reminder,
France 553 approved, let me know when you're back.
pilot channel members are able to access
Welcome,
the
553.
throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Okay, so we'll also look at doing a fuel check as well in a moment. We've been given a huge direct 2 just there. Shame the beam isn't working, so let's just pop in a page in the fixes page. So let's have a look at Rempi, which is Romeo Echo Papa India. We'll add that to the fixes page and see how we're doing. So what was that? Romeo Echo Mike Papa India.
And good day, Ryanair.
Ryanair with a great roll of the tongue there.
Climbing flight level 360.
Defender 240, your control east, hello. You're actually outside of my space, so monitor Unicom 122.8, ciao.
Okay, Unicom 122.8.
So there's Rempi. When we get a beam Rempi, we'll do a fuel check.
2657, your control east, hello again, identified. When ready, descend flight level 250.
When ready,
Christian, yes. Shouldn't be any turbulence. Well, you've got to put passengers at ease, don't you? Hey Barry, good to see you. Those R's roll better than the Ryanair aircraft.
Kilo control Ryanair 634. Go ahead. Would it be possible to get
Alex 2611, I've never used Google Maps, so I'm afraid I couldn't tell you.
634, Roger, proceed to direct Talas. Direct Talas, 8634.
That tailwind is going to really work in favour with my wife. So, those of you that watched a video recently explaining how to get the McDo onto a tablet, you may have noticed, and if you watched all the video, you heard me say that the kids had nicked my tablet. Well, indeed they have. I now have a nice brand spanking new one, and it's lovely. And I've got to send you some images of this on the Discord a little bit later on, because we've pimped it out orange style. It's purely designed now for my flying and nothing else. I'm keeping the kids well and truly away from that.
Climbing 340 going through 208.
Was it 18, correction 1585, your control A, hello, school 0221.
So 17:14 is the arrival time at the minute.
340 with 1585.
And I've just discovered, as it is a brand new tablet, I just need to go into the settings and turn off the
Easy 31 Echo Romeo when ready.
Turn off screen activity setting. It was going blank every 15 seconds.
Easy 31 Echo Romeo.
Let's burn that battery down. Really, that is a really interesting question. Do I play any instruments? Well, if you really want to be bored, then yes. In fact, I used to play professionally.
9498, contact V and radar 12, correction 118.725. Goodbye.
18725, thanks.
I was a professional percussionist for years.
Tower control, good evening. Martin Air F142, flight level 360, 43 miles inbound long term.
Involved a lot of driving and a lot of lifting heavy equipment.
Direct Abuti, Martin Air 8142.
Good evening, Schedule 4.
Oh, Mark, no, I don't play the bagpipes.
Climbing flight level 370 and passing flight level 350.
So whilst I'm just
Control 5 Bravo, Kilo Control East, hello, Squawk 0222.
headed towards Rempi, we're going to beam that in a, in fact we're almost there looking at that.
Squawk 022, please again.
J-Hog's laughing now. Yeah. Do I play any instruments?
7222, Schedule 5 Bravo Echo.
022.
Safety, my sidekick, my side stick sensitivities are just all default. They're all default, so nothing daft.
Flight level 248, cabin 300, inbound Nova, 6
All 3801 Echo, Euro Control East, hello, identified.
So our fuel at Rempe should be 4.6. We've got 4.8, so yeah, that's looking pretty good.
Alpha 3, we're back.
Welcome back. With the 846 identified.
Lawrence, you switch on the TCAS 2 below when you are at cruising altitude, because I'm now realistically only going to be descending at some point during the flight. It doesn't mean that you can't see any aircraft above you, so don't worry too much about that. It doesn't mean that I'm literally only looking at aircraft below. It does also look above, but it also means that aircraft that are below me are I think they just speak to each other a little bit better. So once I'm descending, the aircraft beneath me will get a better interpretation of my rate of descent, and it spies potential conflicts and things like that. Stig, you play the bass, we could start an EasyJet tribute band. We'd have to play Fly Me to the Moon, wouldn't we? That would have to be our signature tune. What was the name of the EasyJet program that had that as their music? It wasn't the Inside the Cockpit, it was something else. I forgot what it was called, that one. And Barry plays the saxophone. Does that mean, Barry, you also play clarinet as well? Or did you jump straight into the cool instrument, bypassing the licorice stick altogether? God, I'm glad my cousin isn't listening. Christian, you always thought Gavin is like Charlie Harper from 2.5 Men, composing funny jingles on a piano for cereal products.
All control, good evening, Lufthansa 766.
Christian, you have no idea how close you actually are.
Lufthansa 766, control East Hello identified.
I used to love that program as well. Barry, you've never touched the clarinet in your life. Excellent.
766, go ahead.
J-Hog, you refuse to be a bands driver. Been there, done that. Oh yeah, we know.
Approved, report back.
Best friends with Border Force.
Report went back, Lufthansa 766, thanks.
Lawrence, can I sing? Oh god, no.
Martin Air 8142, we have moderate turbulence here. Request flight level 380.
Mountain 8142, roger, climb flight level 380.
That'll be my cousin ringing to shout at me.
400 being an optimal level.
Okay, thank you. But anyway, climb flight level 380.
Let's have a look at some en route weathers. Let's see what's happening. Just need to see where we're actually going to check out. So, what should we plot for? I need to go to the McDo menu. Oh, hang on. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. ATSU, AOC, weather request. So, Lima Sierra Golf Golf is obviously our arrival airport. We'll pop that in there. And if we just check the flight plan today, we can see whereabouts we're headed. So we can have a look at Zagreb as well, which is obviously Lima Delta Zulu Alpha.
0223.
And also have a look then at Venice. En route.
We're descending now, flight level 25.
Which is Lima India Papa Zulu.
2657, apologies, say again.
I'll leave Leon in there as well, just because that's our alternate, our designated alternate. So send those off.
Your control DHL 22 follow 370.
DHL 22 year control East hello.
EV Aviation, you've never tried playing these games, it looks complicated. With a name like EV Aviation, I would have thought this was right up your street. Christian, TCAS setting is 10,000 feet above you, 3,000 below you, and vice versa when setting below.
429
There you go.
identified. Did you have a request, sorry?
Christian, have you just been scrolling the Ofcom? Alan, the EasyJet program was called Airline in 1998. Is that right? Then Nick comes in and says above 8,700 feet and 2,700 feet below you. Oh, now. Which Ofcom's right? J-Hog, go and cook tea before you get shouted at. I've just realised it's your wife's birthday today. What are you doing here? Off you go. Bye-bye. Drini, I should definitely give the 737 a try. Funny you should say that. Right, let's have a look at those en route weather, shall we, now that they've come through. Messages received. So what's happening in Geneva? Oh, look at that. Light winds. Oh, in that case, the arrival runway may have changed. I'll check that out in a couple of minutes. Is that it? Cab okay. Leon, that's okay, no significant clouds. Visibility is reducing slowly. And Venice, again, cab okay. So they're all wide open and nice. Can we see if there is any ATC at Geneva? Lima Sierra Golf Golf.
Scanner 2657 leaving my airspace.
See if we've got an ATIS.
Bye-bye.
Monaco Unicom 122 to somewhere 265.
Oh, that's right, Barry, thank you. It was Come Fly With Me, wasn't it? Not Fly Me to the Moon. It's both got fly in it. Christian, Nix is more precise. You just use the simpler numbers. We don't do simple here. Barry says he thinks that Airport, the documentary series about Heathrow, may have used Fly Me to the Moon. Well, it may have done. Right, so have we got any ATIS?
Request step climb to 350.
Let's see. We do have ATIS. Let's have a look. Information. Alpha ILS runway 04 is currently in use.
350, thank you. Lot 5 Lima Whiskey.
So we can leave runway 04. Drini, did EasyJet actually have any 737s in the fleet? I think it did at the beginning. Drini, no. EasyJet operated some flights which were carried out by 737s.
18634, report your MAC number.
But they weren't actually EasyJets. They were sort of wet leased or...
18634, roger for sequencing.
They used another company to fulfill their flights, but they weren't owned by EasyJet.
75 Mach.
What time does the sun set in Geneva? Anybody?
18635, report your MAC number.
270 inbound.
Has Mach 75 and 18635.
18635, maintain Mach decimal 80 or greater for sequencing into Thessaloniki.
So yes, yesterday at the Fly Me studio in the Fly Me Flight School, which isn't too far from me, just off junction 36 of the M1. I went into their full fixed base flight sim, which is a 737, which just makes the Airbus look so clean and tidy. And we actually did a flight on VATSIM, because they've got it linked up to VATSIM. I'm telling you, the immersion there of doing a VATSIM flight in a full-size simulator is unbelievably compelling, and I recommend anybody go and check that out if they can.
EV31 Echo Romeo request lower.
So Christian 04, yes, 04 is a lovely approach. Barry says 1614 Zulu, Nick says 1730 Zulu. Oh guys, you'll have to argue that one out. Willie, you're off for more dreaded calls. Have a good flight. I will, Willie. Thanks for stopping by.
Ocean 81 Hotel Juliet, passing level 235, climbing level 300 in the NOHAT.
Drini, I don't think he's ever going to have 737s. The cost of retraining the flight crew would be
Echo uniform radio Echo.
Too expensive for them.
Merci.
Richard says that sounds really cool. Yeah, honestly it was. Sat there in a fully immersive flight deck with ATC. So I operated as PM, the pilot monitoring, so I was doing all the ATC comm calls, while someone who actually knew how to fly the 737 flew it. Nick, you just asked Alexa. Oh, now, did Barry ask Google? I'd love an Alexa-Google battle-off. That'd be quite neat. Barry, the sun altitude in Geneva is currently minus 1.54 degrees. Does that mean it's gone? Does that mean it's set?
Air control, good day. This is 243, feather 380, inbound to Martel, Mike, Alpha Tech.
Nick, maybe there's more than one Geneva in the world.
243, Air control east, hello, I don't...
Maybe I have to specify Geneva in Switzerland.
8634, request descent. 1863, descend, flight level 250, maintain the Mach until conversion. Maintain the Mach number and 250.
So who has Google and who has Alexa? I can see a real battle of wits shaping up in in a couple of minutes.
250 maintaining until conversion 820
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service.
Good evening, Zero Control with you and airport left 7 people at
All details can be found in your in-flight.
4767 Zero Control East, hello identified, report your distance until total
most major currencies and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated.
Report distance until total
further assistance, and just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Stand by.
The Cartoon Master asks, do I like flying? Oh god, yes. Thank you to those of you on Facebook as well who have liked the stream. Those of you on YouTube, if you would hit the like button, that would really help us out. Makes a huge difference to the channel. Might even help
4767
new viewers find us right now while we're live. Mr. Hanno, you had to disconnect for a work call. It is the middle of the working day still for many people.
Roger.
Mr. Hanno, so 2000, no, I didn't discuss. So let's just visit the question. I just wondering, is there a way to set a speed below 250 knots in the doing case of noise abatement procedures for the climb, or should you just go with speed mode manually? So you can pre-select a speed for your climb out, yes. I can't show you how to do that now because we're past the climb phase. But what you would do is you would go to your performance page, and just here where it currently says managed, then you can go ahead and you can change that. So if you want to climb all the way up at 220 knots for whatever reason, then you could select that. But the other thing is, as you say, you can just pull the heading bug, pull the speed bug if you wish. Alan, you have a Google phone and home, so I bet they work together quite nicely. Woody, hello. Pag, hello. Trini, do I have a PPL? I'd love to get the PPL, but at the moment, feeding the children is more important. Shad, any plans to move to VR at some point? Probably not for streaming, no. I don't think streaming and VR works particularly well together. Vivacious, according to Google, there's a new Geneva in Pennsylvania. Oh, there's a new everything in America, isn't there? New York, New England, New Geneva. Christian's reading the brief charts. Geneva's preferred runway is runway 22, as we know, and it's up to 4 knots. Otherwise, runway 4 will be used.
Sorry for the delay. Lufthansa 766 Heavy is back.
Benedict Morin, hello.
No problem at all. Welcome.
Edgar David, hello to you. Thanks for coming on board. So this is a nice dead time of flight, so we're going to have a look at these charts now. he says, having just realised that he's closed his Navigraph charts. Come back. There we are. Oh, daytime mode. Thank you. Right, so let's go through the briefings. Noise abatement. Yeah. All idle reverse shall not be used except for safety reasons. Low visibility. No, don't need to worry about that.
4767 leaving last station at ATC, monitor Unicom 1 to Decimal 18, dual landing
Apron
in
winter
Bologna.
clearance is provided, only if aircraft main gear remains over the guidelines.
Thank you.
Use minimum power. And that's the parking information.
6 Juliet, when ready, descend flight level 250.
We would normally look at to be at one of the remote stands.
Leaving my space, monitor Unicom 1 to Decimal 18,
stand 20, I think they use. I think it's stand 20.
8634 leaving my space, monitor Unicom 1 to Decimal 18. Bye-bye.
1 to 2 Decimal 8 Unicom, thanks for the control. Bye.
Bye-bye. Break, runner 8635, monitor Unicom 1 to 2 Decimal 8, enjoy your landing, bye-bye.
1 to 2 HS, bye.
So nothing there that's going to concern us. Noise abatement procedures, ILS will be carried out, etc. At an angle equal to or above glide slope. The descent shall be planned to maintain as clean configuration for as long as possible. Runway 22, arrival from the south, could potentially be us. Pilots may be vectored to join the approach axis at 11 miles from top of... So, if cleared for the visual, pilots will be instructed to join the approach axis 8.1 miles to Geneva 808, 4,000 feet. Nighttime operations, commercial air transport, non-commercial air transport. Not going to be Cat 2 or 3 today. So here we go, runway 04. Exit runways to be used whenever possible for parking stands on the south. Apron. Heavy aircraft, taxiway Charlie. Medium, which is us, taxiway Delta. So, taxiway Delta, if at all possible.
Takeoff 6 Juliet, you're leaving my space, no further ATC, model to Unicom 1 to Decimal 18, enjoy landing in Istanbul, bye-bye.
Christine, are you copying and pasting from Google? I've just come back into the chat. This is... I bet if I go into Wikipedia, I'm going to see some interesting... I'm going to see some similarities here. Alan, remember that the great Tony Robinson, or Baldrick, narrated airline? I do remember that. Yeah. So we'll plump for Delta, but Charlie is obviously a possibility to us. If we end up on 2-2, aircraft shall not use Charlie.
Radio check.
If instructed to vacate via Charlie, aircraft shall clear the runway and hold on Charlie, remaining clear of the outer taxiway. Fair enough. All arriving aircraft shall expedite vacating runway. When instructed by the tower, contact apron. Reasonable speed until having passed the Catwood stop bar. And to stop only at 2 or 3 if no clearance to the enter the outer has been received from the apron. Fair enough. Okay, so our arrival will be, if it is going to be number 4, it's either going to be Banco 3 Romeo or Banco 3 November. November is the one we're respecting, which gets us down 7,000 feet at Indis. So Indis 7,000 feet, a nice 3-degree glide path angle from there on. After leaving Indis, we can get down to 6,000 feet. Belka should get the glide slope. And the platform altitude, 6,000 feet. Any speed restrictions on here then? Let's have a quick look. So Christian, was all that information from Switzerland VATSIM site? Oh, okay. Was that in English? Genuine question. Or have you just translated it all? Right, so Bilbo 250 knots. Okay, so plan of action then. Obviously, respecting the various constraints.
Your country is Olympic.
Green dot at Golf 502.
To request descent for
or before Golf 502, sorry.
Atlantic 40, roger, descent flight level 250.
And then 7,000 feet in this, we can get flaps 1 out, and then leaving in this, we get flaps 2 down 6,000 feet, and then we can capture the glide. On landing, vacate via Delta, Charlie if need be, but Delta, and then we can hold past the stop bars, and we expect satellite terminal 20 or 30. I am going to have to stop there and check where they want us, because they may send us to one of these stands, but in the real world it's 20 or 30. Right, let's work out our top descent.
Delta 87 Charlie Bravo, leaving my space, no further ETC, monitor Unicom 1 to decimal 18, enjoy flight and landing at Geneva, bye bye.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the service, top 87 Charlie Bravo, good night.
Good night.
Let's just move. Over to Unicom, there we are. CamG, you can get Navigraph. I can't remember what it is, but I think a monthly subscription is about, is it about £7-8 a month? Oh, as Christian says, about €10 a month. So still looking at about 5:15 landing time. I've already walked First Officer George before the stream began, so he should be happy. Nice to see some other traffic flying with us. Alan says, do you see many contrails from other users? Do you remember only ever seeing like one per flight when you fly? I have seen them, yeah. It'd be really cool, because if Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it does quite well with its atmospheric conditions, and there are some days that you obviously get loads of contrails and other days where you don't get any. It'd be nice if that was replicated, wouldn't it? Leonardo Lima, you can get my camera sets from our Discord server in the pilot's briefing room. Right, so let me just do a bit of working this out. So, how many miles in this track mile? 6, 18, 27 track miles along here. We've got that 12, call that 18 track miles. So if we go for 10,000 feet at Piton, 10,000 feet at Piton will give us plenty of time to carry on down and get ourselves, give ourselves a chance to slow down as well. So let's get Piton in the fixes page. We'll plan on a top of descent, 10,000 feet at Piton. So Let's go down here. PITOM. And what altitude are we currently at? So we want to lose 24,000 feet. We've also got the tailwind to take into consideration as well with this calculation. So with that tailwind, let's add, I want to slow down, let's add 20 miles to that. So let's put that radius in around 92 miles. And then we can just fine tune that the closer we get. So there's our top of descent. Still a long way away. Right. Let's also get the rest of the information. So runway 04, we're expecting Banco 3 November. It will be the 3 Romeo if we end up on runway 22. Given that it's variable, we should probably be brief both. Transition altitude is 7,000 feet. Platform altitude for the approach is 7,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude as we're coming in to begin with is 10,600 feet. Visibility is great, so it's going to be a full Cat 1 approach. Runway visibility range is above 550 meters, so we're going to go with 1617. It's not cold enough to need to add anything to that. We'll get the QNH when we get a little bit closer. ILS frequency is 110.9. Airfield elevation is 1411. Missed approach procedure. Initial climb clearance is 7,000 feet. Climb straight ahead on runway track and enter the hold at Sierra Papa Romeo. Cross 9.5 miles from Geneva at 4,000 or above. Christian says, looking at the VATSIM map, I'm being chased by a lot of Air France's. Well, it's better than F-14s, right? Right, so brief coming in on 04, which we're expecting. So we've got our top of descent. That's going to get us down then at 10,000 feet by Piton, then continue down to 7,000 feet. Slow into green dot before Golf 502. On leaving 502, we'll get flaps 1 out, get down to 6,000 feet after Indis, where we'll be at 7. That will get us down nicely 6,000 feet, and we'll pick up then the ILS and glide slope at Belka. Flaps 2, of course, as we start to see that come in. And on landing, vacate via Delta, Charlie if we miss Delta, and then we're headed back to the south apron, the remote satellite stands, which is 20 or 30. Let's just have a look at a potential alternate. Oh, the other thing I just need to make aware is, of course, as we're going down, we've got these flight levels to be aware of. If we also have a look at the operational flight plan, we can just have a look at some of the moors that we need to be aware of as well. So we've got Geneva 520 there. Looks like, to be fair, we're going to be fine because the Mora here is actually a lot lower than flight level 180, so that's okay. We're not going to risk doing anything daft. Let's just have a look at if the weather changes, and we're going to land on runway 22. So if that is the case, obviously this part of the approach is still the same, and we want green dot as we get to Geneva 512 from Geneva 512, then we'll get flaps 1 out, and it'll be the ILS approach from Sierra Papa Romeo VOR. Down the approach ILS for runway 22. If that is the case, remember we do not vacate on Charlie, we vacate on Delta, or roll to the end and vacate on Echo. Which wouldn't be a bad shout, get us in one of the stands, but we don't want to spend too much time on the runway. I imagine traffic to be behind us. Threats then for the airport, well, that is indeed pretty obvious. Weather conditions are pretty good though, so even though it's night time, we should have a little visual on the terrain beneath us, but obviously threats to be aware of. Lots of terrain underneath. Make sure we respect the constraints, and we should be fine. Let's just have a look at the go-around procedure for runway 22, if that is the case, because this is the more dangerous one. So, climb 7,000 feet straight ahead on the runway track. 9.5 miles from Geneva, it's a left turn, maximum of 185 knots, and a minimum bank angle of 25 to intercept and follow the 038 Charlie Bravo Yankee radial back to enter the hold at Sierra Papa Romeo. So we'll go in and set up the box as well. Jonathan, apologise for misspelling my name. It's okay, I get called all sorts at home, so I wouldn't worry about it. Pack, we are approaching from the southeast, so we'll be coming in just here, and there's the airport. And then landing, at the moment, landing is currently on runway 04. Which is nice, we've done a few, I don't think we've ever landed on 04 before, it's always been over Lake Geneva. So nice to do a different approach this evening. Mr. V said you tried doing the ILS 22 at Geneva last week, you must have misread the approach because you ended up having to dive bomb to get down in time. Well, the good news with that is it means you probably missed the pylon. So your landing gear was still intact, depending on your landing rate, of course. What I'm also going to put into the fixes page as well is the DGAD waypoint. And this, let me just put these radials in here, 225, and the reciprocal, it's not the reciprocal, it's 090, sorry. There. Let me just show you what that does on the map. Right, so you can now see from the DGAD waypoint, if we are currently, let's call it left and right just for ease, if we are left side of this line and we have a problem and we need to, let's say we have a depressurization and we need to get down, we need to turn back around basically. If we are this side of the line and we have depressurization and we need to get down 10,000 feet, then we stay at this side of that line. So it's just nice that we've got a good visual on here as we approach the Alps of where we would go in the case of a depressurization event and I need to get down to 10,000 feet. You're looking basically at the some of the highest points and peaks of the Alps, just so you know which way you want to head should you need to get down. If we cross that line, we carry on. If we're still this side of the line, we turn back around. Alan, any chance we can go outside to see if the other traffic behind us? Let's have a quick look then, shall we? Hang on. Oh yeah, yes indeed. Looks like my aircraft is slowly bobbing up and down to the music. Jonathan says, I trust Gavin to get us on the ground in Geneva safely. We'll be fondling in no time. I nearly read that as fondling in no time. Christopher Shaw, good afternoon to you. You fell asleep and missed it. You'll load up and start now. Well, why not? We can start to see the Alps coming in now, can't we? I would imagine if you sat on the right hand side of the aircraft you're going to have a great view. Oh yes, look at that. Wonderful. Antrak, good evening to you.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Christian says, look above us. There's an Air France right on top of us on the VATSIM map. Is there? Let's have a quick look. I can't look any further above us, I don't think. Oh, there he is. Oh, wow. That is awesome. What aircraft is it? Yeah, what model matching is it? There we are. How amazing is that? Obviously it looks a lot, well, just saying, from here, that looks a lot bigger than a 320. That is fabulous. I love flying Microsoft Flight Simulator daytime because the graphics are gorgeous, but the night time as well, it's just fantastic. Poke 777, it's a 777, is it? Yeah, well, like I said, it definitely looks far bigger than little old me in an A320. The Plane Kid, hello, he says, you taught me how to fly, so I appreciate you. You're very welcome, Plane Kid. Mark, it is indeed faster too. Alan Cole is an Air France Dubai to St. Germain. Nice. What's that? About a 6.5 hour flight, something like that? Just checking on VATSIM, see what sectors we've got online. Looks like we've still only got the tower online at Geneva. Get some landing clearance and some ground radar control in. Sashmat says, good evening Gavin, first time watching your stream, love the content, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Glad you've finally been able to catch a live stream with us. It's not very often I get to stream at this time, to be honest with you. Poke 777 Milano is just down there, yeah, at the foot of the Alps. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it, the VATSIM network? Knowing that every aircraft you see is actually someone else like you, flying live in real time. Kevin, has your TCAS been working? Mine wasn't displaying aircraft that were in close proximity last night. Well, let's have a look at that aircraft that's in front of us, see if that's been displayed. Yeah, there it is. Remember that TCAS, I was going to say it stops working at 40 miles. I need to check the Ofcom for that. But yeah, there it is. It's still working. Tom says, wish you could join, but it's too ill with COVID. Oh no, hope you're feeling better soon, Tom. Mark says, think some of you know, but you build models mainly 1 to 48 scale. Wow, that's big. Decided to do a 777 to scale 1 to 144, and it's the biggest model. Going to do it in British Airways livery. That sounds awesome. Alan, Emirates 777 behind us, followed by Air France Dreamliner. And Mark, you've just got to now wait for the decals to arrive from the States. Yeah. Carl, would I fly the A321 on here if it was available? Yeah, probably. Some of the longer routes. A few extra things to consider with the 321. A lot of pilots prefer the 321. They say it's the better of the 320 family. Barry says, where are we? Why would a flight from Dubai to Paris fly in this direction? Because Paris is more or less straight in front of us, Barry. is the sarcastic answer. Mohammed, your QNH doesn't come in as standard. You don't know why. You just have to pull that button, and it'll be standard. Mark, World War II fighters aren't that big in 148 scale. No, probably not. How are we doing time-wise? I should be on the ground in around half an hour, I think. And flight plan... Oh, that time's creeping up. That's not good. There's no directs that we can do that's going to help save us any time anyway, so...
Traffic.
Really? We've got a TCAS. Is that behind us, or beneath us, or above us? I'm not seeing anything. So Alan says that it's an Emirates right on top of us, only 2,000 feet difference. That's fine. 2,000 feet is absolutely fine. 1,000 feet is fine. Flyeagle 320 says, thanks for the video of the Thrustmaster Island. It's cool. Yeah, mixed reviews on that one, to be honest with you. I think it's probably going to be one of those projects that builds as it goes along. So we've got TCAS Blue at the moment. It's just armed. There it is. You can now just see it. And for some reason, it's only showing 700 feet above us. Is that right? Well, there it is. That's interesting. I'm now getting contrails from these two aircraft. We weren't getting contrails before. Is that due to atmospheric conditions? We're now clear of conflict anyway. Is that atmospheric conditions, or is that just what's been loaded in by the sim? Interested to know. Hey Mark says, hope the flight's going okay. Teams meetings have been getting in the way. Work life, awful, isn't it? Jet 2 fan, I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're well. Nick says it depends on the conditions as far as you're aware. Well, obviously it does in real life. I didn't know that the simulator had gone to that extreme. That's absolutely fantastic if it has. How far are we away from our top of descent? Right, let's go and get the latest weather, shall we? So we'll send that off. See what's happening. Christian says at this altitude it has to be really rare not to have a contrail. I've seen it before, Christian, loads of times. My lad calls it a no contrail day. When we saw an Emirates fly over us, it was huge. We thought it was much lower. Turns out it was about 36,000 feet, but there was just no contrail. We thought it was something really low that just left our local airport. Right, what have we got? I'll also do another ATIS request in a moment. So, wind is 03... if wind's now been reported 0302, it's definitely going to be runway 4 for landing, I think. So, wind is 03... Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. 030 at 2. Cab OK. 1 degree. 1036. And as I just said, let's go and get another ATIS request. Send that off and see what's happening. We'll enter that information to the perf page while that's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So just checking those config speeds there. 202, 184, 142. So if we had to do the go around on runway 2, there, runway 22, sorry, we'd be doing that at flaps 1. Okay. Answer menu, check the latest ATIS. Runway 04 is still in use. Right, so I'm just going to check the charts then with everything that we've got shown next to us. So let's pop that. We've got Goleb, Valbo. Hang on, what's going on? We've just dropped altitude there for some reason. So we've got Goleb, Valbu, Suvel, Bivlo, Piton, and then 502. We would then continue either manually or make the right turn to Indus. There it is. Let's put Geneva in the Radnor page. Golf Victor Alpha, and I just need that for a radial if anything went wrong, and I want 0 Sierra Papa Romeo. Actually, I want Sierra Papa Romeo in VR1 and Geneva in the VOR2 Golf Victor Alpha. There we go. That's a great view just there, isn't it? Right, let's do our top of descent. So we're going to get down to flight level 100. Thrust saddle, open descent, flight level 100 blue.
Flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear, the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our EasyJet pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
Well, this is nauseous. I'm being stalked by Boeings. Vegas, I only would use FS Realistic, not in the fly-by-wire A320NX. Great little piece of software, but the fly-by-wire team do their own job very nicely. Fly Eagle 320 says the clouds look awesome. What clouds? I do think the Alps look awesome though. Might need to get those seatbelt signs on a little earlier than normal. So this is the point of no return coming up, as you can see. So our track mileage left is about 101 miles. Oh! Formation flying. Look at that. Off they go to their various destinations in Europe, while we carry on our way down now to Geneva. Finn Sackler, is there a way to get the fly-by-wire A320 on the Xbox? No, afraid not. So let's get the ATIS, no, not the ATIS, sorry, the tower frequency 118.7 on standby. Andrew says Squawk 7700. Well, it's not that bad. Fantastic approach over the Southern Alps though. Finn, I think you're going to be out of luck with the fly-by-wire on Xbox. They've already said because of the whatever licenses they have for the various coding they use, Microsoft do not permit it. I couldn't actually imagine flying this thing on a console anyway. Amtrak, their destination is De Gaulle, is it? Thank you. Lovely little bit of wing flex. Those lights look like they've just been painted on the sides of the mounting. That's not great. I've seen better before. Maybe if you go down there in the drone camera or something, they actually are little houses. Maybe we're just a little bit too high to see any further details. Right, I think it's most certainly time for the seatbelts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Right, so our approach checklist. Approach briefing is completed. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums are set 1617. Engine mode select is normal. And flight bag is stowed. Track miles to go is around 67. Our profile's looking quite nice at the moment. Geneva traffic, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, flight level 190, entering the arrival pattern for Geneva on the Banco 3 November. Overhead Banco. So a little call on Unicom just so people know where we are. Well, actually, we weren't overhead Banco at all. We passed that about 10 miles back. But looking at the TCAS, there's nothing around us, so we're okay. This view, however, looks absolutely remarkable. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. So now just monitoring the descent. My sim froze for a second there. God, that's scary when that happens. And we're going to start reducing our speed now. We need to be 250 knots at Bilbo. So let's go ahead, pull that back, and we'll descend via the star. Hey Brian, hope you're well. There's Lake Geneva, and down here I think is the airport, directly in front of us. If you've enjoyed this afternoon flight, please do hit that like button. It makes a huge difference to the channel. So thank you very much, guys, to those of you who have already done that. Christian, you were 99% certain it was a sim crash. Let's not tempt fate.
Good stuff.
So I'm going to go and tidy up the flight plan. If we clear the discontinuity, oh, we can't clear the discontinuity, can we? There, forgot about that. We're just going to have to go direct to Indies. About 44 miles to go. So the airfield is just down there. I'm going to continue our descent now to an altitude of 7,000 feet. So I'm going to set the local pressure, which is 1036. Nick says, be careful in case they built a new pylon. Ah, Nick, no, I'm coming in from the other side. There's just trees to hit on this approach. Brian, you can't clear that discontinuity. No, because it's a manual. There's a manual leg just here. So yeah, just a bit of a brain fart moment on my side. Approach path looks clear anyway. I can't see any other aircraft on TCAS, and I can't see any lights ahead either. There's one up there, but that's not going to affect us. I'm sure anyone watching on VATSIM will see that indeed is nothing to do with us. Can we see the airfield just out there? There it is. There's Geneva Airport. Just down there.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a EasyJet Sim Pilot channel member...
So I want to start slowing down now to green dot.
Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
A little bit of speed brakes to help that happen. You can see we're currently 11 miles out. And we've probably got about 5, 10, probably got about 15 track miles to run. So, altitude-wise, not bad at all. Put them speed brakes away. Pushback 1 hour 46 minutes ago, we've been airborne 1 hour 33. Flight time was about 1 hour 45, so not looking bad this at all, to be honest. Once I get a beam IMDIS, we'll just go direct. Glide slope starting to come up, so we said green dot by here, we'll get flaps 1 as we overfly, continuing our way down to the platform altitude. Actually the platform altitude is 7,000 feet, so disregard that. No, it's not, it's 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet. Okay, so let's now go direct to Indus. And we'll go flaps 1. Speed checked.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
Flaps 1.
Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Interesting to see how this brings us back into Indus. Will it level off and point us direct, or will it bring us back on this line? No, actually that seems to be doing alright. There's our airport, we've got that in sight. So the only reason I'm configuring a little early is just because of how early we're going to be intercepting that glide slope. We can see it's already just there. We'll hold 180 knots. When that glide slope starts to come in, then we shall we'll get config 2. Geneva traffic, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, establishing now runway 04 from the south at 18 miles. It looks like I've got some conflicting traffic. No calls on Unicom, however. Lock start, and we can go down to 6,000 feet. Open descent. Altitude glide slope blue. Cat 1, autopilot 1 and 2 engaged. Geneva Tower, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo, established 16 miles, runway 04.
87 Charlie Bravo, Geneva Tower, a lovely evening to information. Charlie 9, current QNH 1037, continue approach. R320 gets to knots, traffic formation, you have traffic at your 10 o'clock, 3 miles, converging direction is flight Lufthansa A320, same altitude.
Roger, we'll continue approach, and we're aware of traffic information. Thank you, top Swiss 87 Charlie Bravo. So we've just pulled flaps 2 as well for the moment.
Delta 6 enjoy Bravo traffic is now to 11 o'clock, 2.5 miles report line time.
And top 37 Charlie Bravo has the traffic in sight.
Thank you, sir.
$12 miles to run.
Tower, Lufthansa 12 Foxtrot, hello.
Lufthansa 12 Foxtrot, Geneva Tower, a lovely evening to you. Just to confirm, your destination is Geneva. I see here a flight plan from Stuttgart to Frankfurt.
Okay, let me have a look. I'll be back in a minute.
Lufthansa 12 Foxtrot, just report when established on the ILS runway 04.
Christian, which ATC etiquette was that?
Process 87 Charlie Bravo, previous traffic is no factor. Winds are 330 degrees at 2 knots, runway 04, you're clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 04, top 37 Charlie Bravo.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Also worth noting as well, the runway is 50 metres wide, which is slightly larger than the norm. Not massive, but still. Christian, I haven't greeted the tower. I've been talking to them, mate. I wasn't going to contact them prior to being established. They won't give you vectors for traffic. That's the approach control's job. Right, let's start slowing our aircraft down. So, into manage speed. And 6 mile final. Gear spoilers. Flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3. Five miles, flaps full, landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust speed, go around altitude is 7,000 set. And ECA memo, landing no blue. Oh, Christian, did I not say good evening? My apologies. How rude. I basically just told him where I was. That's a gorgeous view coming into Geneva tonight, isn't it? And quite nice to do this approach for a change rather than over Lake Geneva, which of course is nice, but nevertheless. Right, beautiful light winds. My aeroplane. Auto thrust is autopilot is disconnected. Christian, rude Englishman.
Hello again, continue approach to number 2 behind traffic on a 2 mile final. Winds are 330 at 2 knots.
And the second, Lufthansa 12 Foxtrot.
Approach stable.
400. 300.
Let's come back on that centre line a little bit.
100 above. 200. Minimum
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And spoilers deployed. Reverse green.
Expecting late landing clearance, Lufthansa 125.
70 knots, reverses off. And we're going to roll to Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties.
Lufthansa Foxtrot wind
We ask that you
R330 do not runway
remain
04
until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for
Traffic
messaging
87 Charlie Bravo, warm welcome to freezing cold Geneva. Do you have any standard preference?
Please make sure that you take all
If we could
personal
take one of
belongings with
the
you,
satellite
checking in the seat
stands
pockets,
20 if
underneath the
possible,
seat,
please.
and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not
87 Charlie Bravo, no it is on. Next is turn now right on the outer taxi to descend 125 via the outer.
Pleasure looking after you today. Our
Right on the
ground crew
outer
will help you
and
complete
stand
your EasyJet journey.
125. Thanks very much. Top
For the latest
37 Charlie
news,
Bravo.
promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Right, so that would be the very last satellite stand. Welcome indeed to a rather beautiful looking Geneva. I do love this scenery from Red Wing, so if anyone wants to go ahead and grab that, then check out their site. Mark, thanks very much for watching, mate. I look forward to seeing you on the next flight. Nice looking touchdown from the Lufthansa there. I have no idea what the landing rate was on that one, guys. As you know, I don't get to see it. That's link 4, 2 more to go.
Lufthansa 12 Foxtrot, welcome to Geneva. Do you have any standard preference?
Richard Adams, thanks for watching, mate. Speak to you soon. For those of you on your way out, please do hit the like button as you leave.
123 via outer link 1 and inner.
Really do appreciate that. Michael Willis, no problem. Thanks for coming on board with us tonight.
Taxi to stand 123 via Alta and link 1 Lufthansa 125.
So stand 33, we've then got link 2 coming up on the left. And then I think stand 125 should be along, straight along there. There it is. Now I think they have stop lines for us. No, that's not the 125 stop line. The 125 stop line is just here. There we go. Oh, right. Parking brakes on. Let's get those flaps back up, shall we? Once the flaps are up, we'll cut the engines and get everybody offloaded. Right, guys, it is 5:30. I am so late for cooking tea, so I apologise that I am going to have to run out on you at the end of this flight. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Really do appreciate that, and for those of you who've donated, contributed, and subscribed as well to the channel, as well as joining as a channel member. Thank you so much to each of you for your continued support. Really do appreciate that. For the EasyJet Pilot channel members, of course, thank you as always for your valued continued support.
I have to take link 2.
I look forward to seeing all of you on the next flight, and of course chatting with you guys on the Discord server as well. Why are the spoilers still out?
Okay,
never mind. Thanks very much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again all very soon. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Good night, everybody.